In the effort to recruit the major subsystems in the cortex, the parietal lobe is next in line. This lobe handles sensation, perception, body awareness, and attention. I like to think of it as the system integrator. The human brain processes 400 billion bits of information per second, but we're aware of a mere 2,000 of those bits. That amounts to 0.000001%. How does the brain decide which information to pay attention to? Well, that's the work of the parietal lobe in conjunction with the reticular activating system, RAS for short. The RAS acts as the filter or firewall, filtering out the 399.999 billion bits of information that we don't need to pay attention to. Without this filter in place, the space in the human hard drive would fill up, which holds 500 trillion bits, would fill up in about 20 minutes. Obviously, the RAS has a very important job. So what gets filtered in? Only the things that are most necessary and those that we pay the most attention to. As it turns out, there are certain things that we automatically pay attention to. Take, for instance, the sound of our own voice. We have heard the sound of our own voice, obviously, more than we've heard the sound of anyone else's voice. This places our own voice at the top of those things we pay attention to. The sound of our own voice automatically passes through that filter, and it's always part of the 0.00001%. This works to our advantage in some pretty big ways. Whenever we hear the sound of our own voice, it's filtered into the brain, past the firewall, and deposited in the files marked important and true. This also applies to the sight of our own image. Leveraging this phenomenon is the linchpin of making CAVP the powerful platform that it is. In the next two tapes, which cover the temporal lobe and the occipital lobe, I will cover exactly how this is done. This is where the magic happens.